Hey, I'm back! Let's get back to business, shall we? The Nintendo GameCube, along with the Nintendo 64, is one of my favorite consoles of all time. Pretty much if I wasn't playing Xbox or PlayStation 2. Oh, the PlayStation 2 was never part of my childhood. I recently got this one. Alright, let's get in point. The Nintendo GameCube was part of my childhood. It really was a great console and one of the best of the 6th generation. It really has a lot of great classics like Luigi's Mansion, any of the Mario Party titles on the console, Super Mario Sunshine, and Melee. It was a really great console to play with. But there's one title of the GameCube that really stands out in my mind for these 11 years I've had playing with. And that title is...
Welcome to Wario World!
No, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to GameCube games. This game is awesome! This game is just the full definition of fun. It's fun resolving the puzzles, it's fun platforming, it's fun to beat stuff, it's fun to collect stuff. Everything is fun about this game. Even that this game has a short length, it's so good that it will leave you wishing for more. And unfortunately, this is one of the underrated GameCube games, so I think we won't be seeing. But the reason why I'm here with this video is because I'm just gonna make a top 6 best Wario World nibbles. The nibbles that really left me impressed, even to this day, with the fun, really challenging, and memorable set pieces that really marks this as one of my favorite GameCube games. With all that out of the way, let's go to an adventure beating the shit out of monsters to see what are the best nibbles, shall we?
Here we go!
Number 6. Number 1. Greenhorn Forest. If you're wondering why I'm starting the list with the very first nibble that teach you the gameplay style and mechanics of the game, well, it's really simple. This nibble is a perfect introduction to it. It teaches you how to play, what challenges are expected, what are the requirements for 100%, and it introduces you to our little friends called Springlings. If you're wondering what does these little things do, don't worry, it just tells you. But they actually give you good advice when you rescue them, so pretty much don't leave one behind if you get stuck. When it comes to controlling nibbles, they usually come off as easy because they're only teaching you the basics of control. However, in this case, this nibble not only teaches you how to control Wario, but what is expected for the gameplay itself when you advance more in the game. It's not usual that a game not only teaches you how to control it and what the mechanics are, but also teaches you what is the elements for completing it. So that's pretty cool. Overall, a great introductory novel to a great game. Number 5.
Level 5, Shivering Mountains. There is two reasons why this level made it at least. And pretty much, I think people might agree, might disagree, but let's get it short. One of the reasons why I remember this level so fondly is because how atmospheric it was. What I mean is that this level really puts you inside of it. Like for example, the mountain type part. You really feel that you are in the middle of something fun. You feel the life around you. And in the caves, you feel that you have entered a chilling and dangerous place and you have to get out quick. And the sub-nibbles really has that atmosphere too. So yeah, this nibble really feels alive. The other thing that puts this nibble on the list is that this nibble asks you to have a little bit of moderation on your control. Because this nibble asks you to have a little bit of control on your jumps, attacks, and charge attacks. Because one wrong move and you're going to hit them. The nibble also asks you to use the C-stick to analyze it, because there's something that you're not going to see coming. So pretty much you need to analyze before acting. But I have some complaints with this nibble. Pretty small ones. Just like it. Like for example, one of the enemies really feels off the atmosphere. Really bouncy bad guy. I don't get it. I know this game is weird, but this is really bizarre. Another complaint I have is the slippery ice. Literally, you have little to do about it. And pretty much it's annoying when you miss one of these runs. And it's worse when I talk about it because the developers really were funny adding some collectibles here. Complaints aside though, this is still a great novel with a really good atmosphere and a good use of the term moderation.
Number 4.
Nivel 8. Peckin' Sands.
Hey, if I added the first novel, it won't be no surprise I add the final one. And it's simply to say that this novel is really a big finality. What I mean is that just scaling the pyramid on this novel is like giving more steps to a personal final battle. Besides the feeling of scaling the mountain, wow, this novel, holy shit, is one of the hardest on the game. Because this novel will test everything you have learned on this game. From a good use of the controls to your treasure hunter feelings. It will test everything. And I'm not making this up. The usual enemies that you encounter during the game are more stronger here. One of the bosses here return with faster moves and attacks. The novel's design here is more extended than others. So you might need a little bit more to search to actually find all the collectibles. The prices of the garlic through game health are more expensive. They even surpass the 100 coin mark. Getting collectibles here makes you insecure because you have a feeling that you're leaving something behind. And heck, the treasure challenges are even harder in this novel. I'm not kidding around. Some of these challenges ask you to have a really extensive knowledge of puzzle solving or precise platforming or even both. Oh my god! It's like the developers just left the hardest things of the game for last. And you know what? None of the things I mentioned here were unfair. And in fact, I still had fun with this high difficulty in this level. Even if I kept failing one of the challenges and not finding the treasure, I still had fun with it. Even if I kept losing and losing, I didn't even have a feeling of frustration on this novel. It's just amazing how a game can have a hard novel and just have fun with it and not get frustrated at any moment. That's very much amazing with this game. Overall, grand finale with a really big but fun challenge. Number 3. Novel 3, Horror Manor. From now on this point, we are in the territory of the most memorable novels of the entire game. One of the most memorable things about Wario World is the different themes that every novel has. And every novel adapts the enemies, the props, and even the sub-novels gets adapted to the theme of the novel, as well adding exclusive enemies for that single novel. From this novel, you start noticing that style, because the change of designs of the enemies, props here, and even the sub-novels really fits the creepy and Halloweenish atmosphere of the novel. Not only that, but this game actually introduces us to another element. Thematical mini-bosses. These usually block your path and you have to defeat them while avoiding their attacks. As I can recall, there are only like 5 mini-bosses in this game, and the mini-boss that introduces this element is not really the hardest one, but still, it introduces that element pretty well. One thing I can say about this level is that it's one of the easiest of the game. However, it is not very hard to get hit. But still, I think the reason why it's in this list is how memorable the style of this level is. Not kidding, the manor, the graveyard, and even the mechanical basement are really well designed and pretty much memorable to explore around. And can I say this, but this novel really shows how a 2003 game can have really beautiful shading and lighting. In conclusion, a novel that has a really good style that won't leave your mind for a while. Number 2. Novel 7, Mirror Mansion. When it comes to reflections or mirrors overall in video games, they're usually used as part of a cutscene or just little cute details on naval design. However, this is not the case with this naval Wario World. The mirrors here are not used for detailing for naval design. No, they are used as your way of advancing this naval. Since sometimes your view will be blocked and you will need to use the camera and the mirrors to advance. Some of the collectibles will be in high places that are unreachable, and you need the mirrors to actually find a way to get to them. Sometimes that mirror is under your feet and you need it to actually scale over a dead end. And keep in mind, the controls of scaling gets inverted because of the reflection. And heck, there are enemies that cannot be seen and attacked only if you use the reflection of the mirrors. This is by far the best concept I have ever seen for a video game, because the challenge can be found on the user reflection to actually advance on this naval. Without them, you cannot advance. Let's be honest, reflection on video games are not really that useful for the game itself, and this naval Wario World really took an advantage on it. And using the effect of reflection on both naval design and challenge makes this naval actually fun, really cool, and actually kind of hard to find. Overall, good advantage of effect for the fun and challenging naval. And the best Wario World naval is... Naval 4, Wonky Circus. I can safely say this naval is just really memorable, and I have really a lot of reasons why. When I say that the number 5 spot really has a good atmosphere that makes you feel alive, this naval really puts you into the game. There is a lot happening in this naval that really makes you feel part of the game. Exploring around the naval and being curious around it is really one of the most important things that could happen. Seriously, if you are interested to pin down the pines, and if you take down all of them, you will be rewarded with collectibles. That's really cool. The naval also has a good use of obstacles that requires time to actually get to. The props that are here on a way of advancing this naval are really used in a creative, rich, and even clever way. Some of the enemies exclusive for this naval are really cool and even at times silly. And even the difficulty here is really a good mixture of easy and challenge. There's a lot going on at this naval, and you know what? It really succeeds to make it fun and even memorable. While the older navals had some moments that I was kind of mixed or disappointed, but this naval doesn't have this kind of moments, and it's full of moments that are memorable and fun. And even to this day, I still replay this naval over and over. This shows how good this naval is. In fact, really good. With all that said, I can safely say that Wonky Circus is the best Wario World naval. Alright people, here is where the list ends. It has been Pony Maker signing off.